Hello everybody. In this video, I'm going to show you how to auto-mount OneDrive in Linux using RCLONE. So I recently decided to make Linux my main desktop. In the process, I ran into the problem, what about my files stored in OneDrive? How will I access them? Sure, I could access them through the OneDrive web portal. However, I wanted a more efficient way to work with my files. I found several third-party solutions such as OneDrive for Linux, OneDriver, and RCLONE. All three were viable options. However, I decided the best solution for me was to use RClone. So what is RClone? RClone is a feature-rich alternative to cloud vendors' web access, and it supports over 70 cloud storage products. Essentially, RClone mounts any local cloud or virtual file system as a disk on Windows, macOS, Linux, and FreeBSD. With that being said, let's now walk through the installation and configuration of RClone. To begin, let's open up a browser and navigate to the rclone.org site. On the home page, up at the top, you'll see there's a link for downloads. Click on the downloads link, and from here we'll scroll down to the script section. Here is a script to install RClone on Linux, Mac OS, and BSD systems. So we'll simply copy that command, open up a terminal, and paste it in. Press enter, and it'll prompt us for our password. I'll pause the video as this downloads and installs. Now that RClone has successfully installed, let's clear our screen. And to enter the interactive configuration, we'll type in rclone config. And here it has found no remotes and it's asking us to make a new one. So we'll press N for new. It's asking for a name of the new remote, and we'll simply call this OneDrive. Here it will have a list of service providers that you can map to. In this case, we're looking for Microsoft. Oh, I passed it up. There it is, Microsoft OneDrive. So what we'll do is we can either enter the number 35 or the keyword OneDrive. In this case, I'm going to use the keyword OneDrive. It's asking for a client ID, which we can leave empty, so we'll press enter. Client secret, we can leave that empty. We'll press enter. Asking for our region. I'm in the Microsoft Cloud Global region, so I'll press 1. Asking if we want to edit the advanced config. No, so we'll type N, enter. And now it's asking to use our web browser to automatically authenticate RClone with the remote, which would be Microsoft's OneDrive. We'll type in yes. And from here, we'll go back into our browser. And here it's asking for our Microsoft credentials. So I'll type mine in, enter, asking for my password, press enter, asking to say sign in, sure. And if we successfully authenticated, we'll get a feedback in our browser that says success. All done, go back to RCLONE. So let's go back to our terminal. Now it's asking for the config type. The config type, we'll type in OneDrive, enter. And here's asking which drive do we want to use. In this case, I'm going to use my OneDrive personal. So I'll type in 2. And it found the drive okay. So we'll type in yes. And it's asking if we want to keep this OneDrive remote. We'll say yes. And there, we have successfully configured our clone with OneDrive. So we can type in quit. However, let's pull up our File Explorer. In the File Explorer, looking down here, we don't have any network drives yet. Well, that's because we have a couple more steps to do. First, let's make a directory in our home folder, OneDrive. And then, once we have created that folder, we have to run a command. And that command is rclone -vfs -cache -mode writes mount OneDrive : and we'll use the relative path of tilde for the home / OneDrive for the folder that we just created. And let's not forget the ampersand sign. Now, as you can see, we have OneDrive that has been mounted in our network folder. So we click on that, and you can see we can verify that. Type it in cd OneDrive ls-la, and you can see it's a mirror of it's an exact mirror. You got attachments, documents, getting started, pictures, RoboStocks, and a few other files. So what we can do is to test to make sure that the folders are syncing with each other. we can create a test file. To do so, we can type in touch, and we'll call this test file 2.txt. And as you can see, test2 text file has successfully uploaded into our OneDrive folder. Let's remove those files. And as you can see, they deleted. All right. Now the problem is that this is not persistent, meaning that when we reboot our computer, we'll have to rerun this script again. Well, that would be kind of tedious. And to demonstrate this, I'll restart my PC. Log back in, pull up our File Explorer. As you can see, the OneDrive is not mounted. So what we have to do is, as mentioned, rerun that script. And now it's mounted. Okay, so as mentioned earlier, what we can do to fix this is create two scripts, one bash script and a desktop file, which we'll walk through next. So to do this, let's first create our bash script. And to create our bash script, let's create a directory to hold all our scripts and keep all our scripts central located. So I'll make a directory, my scripts, hit enter, and change to my scripts directory. And here we want to create a file. And to do so, we'll type in nano, and the file we'll call it rclone.sh. Enter, and simply enter these commands. If you're not sure of bash scripting or aren't familiar with bash scripting, just type out exactly as it is in this file as you see on the screen, and it should work. Once you have it typed out, press Control O to save and Control X to exit. Alright, so now we have the script created. However, we need to make that script executable, because if you see now, if we list, we only have read-write permissions for the owners, which is us, and the group and others only have read access. So, and you can see it's in plain color at the moment. So to make it executable, we can type in chmod plus x and the name of the file, RCLONE. Now when we list, we can see we have read, write, execute, read and execute, and read and execute. And it's changed from plain color to green. So we now know that that is executable. That's step one. Step two is we need to create our desktop file. And to create the desktop file, we need to navigate to our .config autostart directory. And from here, just like with the script, we type in nano, and I'll call this rclone.desktop. And to save time, I have this copied on my clipboard. Just like with bash scripting, if you're not familiar with desktop files, just copy contents of this and it should work. Although, make sure that I want to pay attention to this executable line right here. Make sure that you have the path to the script file that we made in the previous step, and ensure that you put your user in place of mine. All right, now we want to save this. So Control O, enter, Control X to quit. So to demonstrate that we can reconnect now at logon, I'll go ahead and restart my PC. And we'll open up my File Explorer. And as you can see, it automatically mounted the OneDrive. And that, my friends, is all there is to mapping your OneDrive in Linux using RCLONE. You can use a similar method, which is with a few different tweaks, if you have Google Drive. If you're interested in that tutorial, please let me know in the comments below. If you found this tutorial helpful, please like, share, or subscribe. And I thank you for your time.